Chester M. Pierce was a professor of psychiatry at Harvard Medical School and a professor of education at Harvard University. He was also an advocate for diversity and inclusion in mental health. His research focused on the psychological impact of racism and discrimination on Black individuals, and he was the first to propose the concept of microaggressions. Microaggressions are often subtle and unintentional forms of discrimination or derogatory behavior that can be directed towards individuals from marginalized groups, which can be harmful and are often rooted in unconscious biases and stereotypes. These actions may be unintentional, but they can have a negative impact on those targeted, usually individuals or groups based on their race, gender, sexuality, ability, religion, or other characteristics. There are some ways to recognize unintentional microaggressions, such as recognizing your own biases and prejudices. Take the time to reflect on your own beliefs and attitudes towards different groups of people. If you are told that something you said or did was hurtful, listen to the other person's perspective and try to understand how your words or actions may have been interpreted. It is important to consider the situation and the people involved. What might be acceptable with a group of close friends may not be appropriate in a workplace setting. We can become more educated about the experiences of people from different backgrounds. We can do this by reading books, articles, and magazines written by authors from diverse backgrounds. We can also seek out opportunities to have conversations with people from different backgrounds. Listen actively to their perspectives and experiences, and ask respectful questions to deepen your understanding. Doing so is an important step that can help you recognize microaggressions and avoid unintentionally perpetuating them. Some examples of unintentional microaggressions are asking someone where they are from. This can invalidate a person's identity and suggests that they are an outsider in their own country. Complimenting someone on their use of language, when it is not their first language, can be seen as a microaggression because it implies that speaking that language is superior to other languages. Assuming someone's gender based on their appearance or name can be seen as a microaggression because it brings into question a person's identity. Using assumptions when it comes to a person's race or gender reduces an individual to a narrow set of characteristics. Examples of this are assuming someone is lazy because of their ethnicity, expecting someone to be confrontational because of their cultural background, or expecting someone to be an expert in a certain profession because of their race. Commenting on someone's body, weight, or appearance, even in a positive way, can be a microaggression because it can detrimentally contribute to body shaming and discrimination. These types of comments can be especially harmful for people who are struggling with eating disorders, body dysmorphia, or other mental health issues related to body image. Some other examples of unintentional microaggressions include telling a person with a disability that they are inspirational, which is condescending and belittling. Our society can do more to educate people about common microaggressions and help us to recognize them when they occur. Some ways to recognize and deal with microaggressions are to listen to a person's feedback and take it seriously. If they feel that you have said or done something wrong, it is important to avoid becoming defensive and to consider how your words or actions may have been interpreted. Be aware of your own biases and work to overcome them. Taking a moment to think before speaking can help a great deal, and consider how your words or actions may be perceived and whether they are appropriate in the moment. When someone experiences microaggressions repeatedly, it can lead to a feeling of isolation from a particular group or community. This can be especially harmful in the workplace, where a sense of belonging and connection to coworkers can be especially important for job satisfaction and overall productivity. Microaggressions can create a hostile work environment that negatively impacts teamwork and collaboration. They can chip away at an individual's self-esteem, causing them to doubt their abilities and question their self-worth. This can lead to a lack of confidence and an increase in absenteeism. Individuals who experience microaggressions may be excluded from important job opportunities or promotions, leading to reduced career advancement. Repeated experiences of microaggressions can lead to emotional burnout, which can have long-term impacts on an individual's mental health. A workplace culture that ignores microaggressions can damage an organization's reputation, which can cause potential employees and customers to avoid working for and buying the company's offerings. Microaggressions can create a stressful and anxiety-induced workplace, which can have negative impacts on an employee's well-being. This can also lead to physical health problems, such as headaches, anxiety attacks, and insomnia. People who experience microaggressions may be more likely to leave the organization, leading to increased turnover rates. An article by Tina Wong published in October 2022 stated that about 35% of U.S. workers who left a job in 2021 cited feelings of disrespect as the main reason they quit, according to Pew Research Center. It is important for employers to take steps to prevent and address microaggressions through education, training, and a commitment to creating a safe, inclusive, productive, and respectful work environment. In order to be effective, organizations should develop and enforce clear policies and procedures that prohibit microaggressions and outline consequences for violating these policies. These policies should be communicated clearly to all employees in a timely manner. Giving employees a method to confidentially report incidents of microaggressions and providing support and resources to those who have experienced them is an important part of enforcement programs. This can include access to counseling services, support groups, and online resources. Organizations that foster a workplace culture that values and embraces diversity and inclusivity can include creating opportunities for diverse voices to be heard and promoting diverse perspectives in decision-making. Leading by example, in which leadership models respectful behavior and takes quick action to address microaggressions when they occur, will outwardly demonstrate the seriousness of these actions. This can include calling out inappropriate behavior and holding individuals accountable for their actions by documenting the incidents in personnel files. Having programs in place makes organizations a better place to work. Regular evaluations of policies and procedures, it will help to ensure that they are effective in preventing microaggressions and allow the opportunity for adjustments as needed. We hope that we are never put in a position to have to deal with unintentional microaggressions. In those cases, responding to them can be challenging and very difficult to address in the moment. Victims of microaggressions should respond assertively, if possible, by calmly pointing out the behavior and explaining why it is not appropriate. Use the opportunity to educate the wrongdoer by explaining why the behavior is harmful and how it contributes to a discriminatory culture. If need be, report the behavior to a supervisor, human resources, or other appropriate managerial authority. This can help to address the incident before things escalate to an uncomfortable level. Remember, not every instance of microaggression needs to be addressed, and it is important to choose your battles wisely. Consider the impact of the behavior and whether it may even be worth your time to address it in the moment. We can all advocate for change by speaking up about such behavior and working with others to create a more inclusive and respectful workplace culture. If you are subject to microaggression, take steps to ensure that it does not happen again, and continue to work towards a better community, workplace, and society.